do so before the night's over. So I'm the director of Southborough Youth and Family Services. If you're not familiar with us, we are a town department here in Southborough that offers mental health support, social services, and prevention programs for the Southborough community. So tonight's event, Celebrate Wellness, is part of our Mental Health Awareness Month celebration. It's been several years since we've been able to do this event. We were last here in 2019 before COVID. I hate to even mention that word in this
I hate that word.
But here we are. We're so happy to be back. We do want to thank the Youth Commission Board, Friends of the Southborough Youth Commission, the Southborough Cultural Arts Council, and the artists for their contributions to tonight's event and helping us to make it extra special. Part of our annual celebration is to choose a recipient for the Laurie Sugarman Whittier Wellness Award. Laurie Sugarman Whittier is doing fine and well. She's out in Western Massachusetts. She was the director before me, and she served here in the town of Southborough for over 30 years as the director of Youth and Family Services. And upon her retirement, our board wanted to recognize her contributions, and so they created this award in her name. And so every year, as part of Mental Health Awareness Month, we welcome nominations for the award to recipients who strive to make Southborough a better place for all. And so among us this evening, you're going to see a few folks who are wearing a flower. Those are people who were nominated for tonight's event. We have Carrie Toole, who's the director of Castlebrook Counseling here. We have Amelia Sinclair, who's right over here. Amelia's a mental health advocate and started some really great programs and services over at Algonquin. Marianne Beauvais from Rotary Club, who's not here this evening. We have Lisa Braccio, who's here. Lisa has a pen in the room. Lisa, you're on lots of different things, but former select board member and also on planning board now, I believe, among many other things that you're involved with. We also, Kim is here. There's Kim Ivers, who's our children's librarian. And Karen Engblom, who is on our board, who's stuck in Tennessee right now. She was hoping to be here this evening, but was on a flight delay. So we're really grateful for all of their contributions, and that's part of what we like to celebrate during Mental Health Awareness Month is all of the folks who work really hard to make Southborough a better place for all. So this year, we took in a record number of nominations for Kim Tolander, who sadly is not here with us this evening. We lost Kim in August, unexpectedly, and we were, along with the Youth Commission, very honored to have the opportunity to remember her this way. And so the board unanimously decided that she was well deserving of this year's receipt of this award. So I want to invite Lisa D'Souza.
Right here.
There you go. She's down here somewhere. To say a few words about what Kim has meant to this community.
Thank you, Sarah. So my name is Lisa D'Souza. I'm one of Kim's dearest friends here in Southborough. And when I read the call for nominations for a community hero, I knew that I had to nominate Kim. She undoubtedly promoted the mission of this award for making Southborough a better place for all of us to live. That said, she would have absolutely shied away from receiving this award. She would have instead pushed it on every nominee here with a yellow flower in hopes that they, and knowing that they were, in her words, more deserving, but we know that she deserves this award tonight. I have never met a person who was a greater catalyst for positive change in our community. Kim did more in her 12 years here in Southborough than most people can accomplish in a lifetime. She was a force. If you didn't meet her, she was a force. She didn't just talk about what she thought our community needed. She embraced her role as community advocate and organizer. Through these roles, she touched so many lives in this room and so many more. Upon her passing last August, Kim was a member of the Southborough School Committee and served as Vice President for the Northborough-Southborough Parent Advisory Council. In these roles, Kim advocated for those whose voices could not be heard. She emphatically pushed for what she called the kids in the middle, her term for those students who are often overlooked. She helped educate families on the resources and opportunities that we have in our community and in the greater outside community. She had an acute ability of assessing the big picture, and she was steadfast in her push to ensure that all children had the right to an equitable education. In addition to these larger roles, I have just a sampling of the things that Kim did to make our community a better place. When the state announced that COVID vaccines were available for teachers, Kim was one of the first people to go with a small group of other community members to secure appointments for teachers, as they were very difficult to navigate the appointment system. When the Southborough Food Pantry was in dire need of food during the pandemic shutdown, Kim spearheaded an online donation so families would be able to add donations to their shopping and delivery methods. When Chelsea Bradley Steele organized her Front Steps Family Photo Project during the COVID shutdown, Kim offered to help her organize all the photos and distribute to the families who had participated. Kim was really impressed with Northborough's Kindness Week, and so in 2022, she spearheaded a campaign using her social media connections to ensure that Southborough also worked to have a Kindness Week. In May of 21, Kim created digital cards for each of our Southborough school nurses to ensure that they knew how much we cared and how much we needed their help during the pandemic. Every Thursday, Kim posted her Shouty Thursday Facebook prompt, where you can give a shout out in all caps and let the online community get it all out, but in a positive, supportive, and of course, very humorous way. One of my very favorite examples of Kim's generous spirit was when the Southborough schools provided free lunches during the pandemic hybrid period. The catch was families had to be available to get to Friday or to get the meals at very set times. And for some working families, this was a challenge. So Kim took her Toyota and turned it into a Meals on Wheels. One time she arrived, and it was just before the closing for the meal pickup, and she saw all these lunches that were labeled with children's names that hadn't been picked up because they changed the schedule. And she thought, well, I can't just let these food go to waste. So she starts calling me and calling everyone and texting and asking where these children lived so she could deliver those meals. On one of those instances, the Toyota got stuck in the driveway, and she had to call her husband Moss to go and get it out of the driveway to continue on her mission to deliver her food. One of Kim's favorite opening lines was, "Tell me about that." Because Kim knew that every person has a story and something valuable to share. Kim was blessed with a rapid-fire mind, a wicked sense of humor, and a hearty hoot of a laugh. She had the ability to see humanity in every person she met. As she always said to her son Knox, look for the people that make you feel like sunshine. Kim was indeed sunshine. Kim loved the quote by Glennon Doyle, "Horseshoes are better than circles. Leave space, always leave space." That quote embodied Kim's belief that life can be lonely. Use horseshoes that allow others in rather than circles that keep people out. Countless friends gathered in always open, welcoming horseshoes in Kim's life. The ultimate connector, Kim Tolander, led others in doing tremendous good in Southborough and beyond. For Kim, showing up for people, those she knew and those she did not, was a way of life. Let us keep Kim's spirit alive by making Southborough a better place for all, just as Kim taught us.
Thank you, Lisa. That was wonderful. I do want to recognize Matt's, Kim's husband, who's here in the room. Thank you for being here and for sharing Kim with us, and to Max also. We are in the process of talking with the select board about having, hopefully some of you are familiar that we have a new park going in on Main Street. And we are in the process of talking to our select board about designating a tree in Kim's memory. So we want you to continue to follow that conversation, and we hope to have more information for you about that later in the fall. For right now, for this evening, we invite you to take, we have some seed packets, wildflower seed packets that are in the shape of a beautiful butterfly, which is a nice symbol of hope. To take home with you, plant in your garden, in your yard, and let that grow, and really let that be an extension of Kim's memory, and for all of us to continue to think about her and all of her contributions to our community. So again, thank you very much for coming this evening.